in a minute. Let's get into this next match. We're going to talk about
Ty
versus Sandy. No. That's Ty. T-A-I.
Ty.
Yeah. So for y'all that...
Okay.
Oh, that's Cremepuff. All right, we're going to update that. Instead of Sandy, that's Cremepuff. But we're going to talk T-A-I versus Cremepuff. Now, the reason why that name should sound familiar is because this man wrote one of the best guides for Marth I've seen on Melee at Omni. The thing that's so cool about Ty is that he's like an OG Marth, right? He's super aggressive. His edge guards are kind of wonky from times. But the thing that's cool to keep in mind with Ty is like he's a smart guy that plays optimal. Like when I watched his Marth this weekend, he got top 8 at Forte. And when I watched him, I was just sitting there like blown away with some of the stuff that he was doing. But he kept his composure, he kept his calm, he kept his cool. The thing that I took the most, apart from like all this great knowledge from Marth that I took away from this guy, the thing that I took away that was most important was his definition of patience. When it comes to patience, sometimes patience is, or courage. That's what it is. Courage. His definition of courage is going out there and sometimes not pressing buttons, right? Having the fortitude, the knowledge, the faith, the power, the ability to say, to just have the patience to not press a button and know the opportunity will come later. You have the courage to not press a button. You have the courage to be passive and wait. Like that is a very important skill, a very important trait to have. So Ty like really helped me out a lot by having something like that in his guide and talking about the mentality that you should be having as a player, not only as a Marth player, but as a player as a whole.
Definitely. So how long has Ty been playing Melee competitively? Was he there from the beginning, or did he come in a few years later? What happened?
I don't know specifically. I'd love to ask him afterwards. He follows me on Twitter, which I didn't know until recently. And I was like, oh, God, he follows me on Twitter. I just geeked out. I was like, this is one of my favorite Marths. I got to ask him when he started, but I think he's pretty much OG. I think he's like, I never heard of him whenever it was around the time of like Mewtwo Kings.
Unfortunate air dodge.
That's when I was like kind of getting into the early days. But yeah, he's playing here now, and he hasn't lost his edge. This is what a solid Marth looks like. This is what you should be doing. This isn't super crazy, but this is optimal. This is what you need to be doing. This is you getting in their face, but still keeping spacing, maintaining this mid-range game that you want to do. Ooh, okay. So he went for the down tilt, clanked immediately, and because they both had reset back to neutral state, Cremepuff just went boom, down smash. Because that was the move that he had access to at that point that had the most horizontal knockback, and he knew that Ty was already holding down for the down tilt. He was assuming that he had still had it, and then he was going to do down tilt again. That down smash then flatline DIs him out and kills him.
Can we talk about how Ty just finished off Cremepuff's second to last stock?
He dunked that dude.
Well, Sheik tried to recover an up beat onto stage, and with the landing leg, Ty just walked up and up beat. And it killed him.
Yes. Your head in your hands.
Getting caught by the stage.
Okay, so I've geeked out enough about Ty. I need to talk about what's happening on the screen and why he's so cool. So Ty does everything really optimally. He plays the game in my mentality that I think with Marth is you are going in here looking, if they give you a punish, go for the punish, but go for the damage. But when it comes to playing a platform fighter, your goal is to shove that person off the stage. Use this disjoint well. Great up tilt to take one with the side of here. Dunk City. The fair that connected with him was a tipper, thus leaving him enough hit stun. That's why you noticed him drifting upwards before he double jumped up there and went for that dunk to take off that stock. Up tilt is going to put him on that platform here and going to continue to use these up tilts to add on and string damage. Now Ty also makes choices here where he didn't know where Cremepuff was going to tech, so he jumped up to the platform to see if he could continue that combo. Oh,
unfortunate.
A bit of a rough one. But from all the pressure that Ty's been exerting, I don't blame Cremepuff for having some technical flubs.
I think Cremepuff's is just getting nervous.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't think that would work. I thought he was dead.
This dude double jumped underneath Battlefield, knowing that he had a disjoint, and went and poked at Cremepuff underneath the stage, and then came back up onto the stage using the aerial mobility that comes from Marth. This guy, oh, I love this guy so much.
That takes a lot of confidence. You need to know your character can do that before attempting that.
Forward smash, no. Okay. You saw he fast fell slightly before he upbeat back onto the stage to sweet spot.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Cheer. It's all good. All right,
Yeah.
What do you got, Cremepuff? I want to see what you got for me.
One thing, I think Cremepuff's he's playing nervously.
He caught him with the later halves of that up tilt. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, forward smash. Too much land lag when it came to here.
Marth's up tilt, it has a lot of weird angles.
Oh, let's go.
That was a very...
When it comes to Battlefield and when it comes to Marth, you want to make sure you're almost directly below them when you're going for Battlefield. Because if you're going to shotgun them, you still have to compensate for the fact that it's an arc. It's not that it hit. So maybe just a slightly offset. So that way when you knock them, you will take them with almost surely with the tipper.
That happens on Battlefield. It can be done on Yoshi's really well, but sometimes you can miss a tipper. And then Pokemon Stadium.
Nice finish. Okay, and that's a solid 2-0 going to tie. Guys, if you're trying to learn Marth, read his guide. Take it all in. It's the most down-to-earth guide that I think I've read that explains the character in not in frame data, not in all these crazy technical terms, but just keeping it something simple. And whenever I try to teach people that are trying to get into Melee, I tell them, read this guide. Here's a couple links. Go watch these videos. But play the game smart. Play the game correctly and efficiently. If you want to style, go add a little bit of extra stuff. But this is the foundation that you need to use whenever you play Marth.
Another thing about getting good is just play the game. The more you play, the more comfortable you are.
And the more weird stuff you find out.